Well, guys, it looks like some of the major auto groups here in the United States are not happy about the executive shakeup. It's not as far as they wanted to go, and the cuts, rebates, and the money being cut off the sticker prices on these vehicles is not enough, according to them, to turn this thing around.
For the longest time. Whoa. For the longest
Yo, Percocet, Miley Percocet, Percocet, Miley Percocet, represent, gotta represent.
What is up, guys? Welcome on back to TK's Garage. And yeah, I talked to some of my sources over at Auto Nation today, and the executives over there are just not happy. And it's crazy because the CEO just met with John Elkin at CTC in Michigan to discuss, negotiate, discuss possibly keeping or maybe ending their franchise agreement with Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, or Stellantis in whole, which could possibly bankrupt the company, being that in some states they would have to buy back all of that inventory. This wouldn't even be a issue of quarter earnings. This would be several years of bad earnings, like billions of dollars in inventory. So what's going on now is Stellantis has tried to appease not just AutoNation but Lithia, Penske, a bunch of major auto groups by promising to cut prices on existing vehicles. Now they've done this on some of their Jeeps, but they're starting with 2022s and 2023s, drastically cutting, and they're slightly cutting 2024 inventory, even though 2025s are coming now, and they're expecting dealers to want to buy or to take more orders. Dealers are saying no. AutoNation has said completely, absolutely not. The cuts, the executive shakeup, according to these internal sources, is not enough for them to have confidence in Stellantis to be able to sell it as a brand. In fact, AutoNation has instituted a policy of not taking in new deliveries on vehicles until they get rid of over 35% of the existing Stellantis inventory. In fact, they are focusing more on buying used vehicles, older Scat Packs, older Chargers, Jeeps, even other brands, and letting their dealerships make money on moving the old cars. If you go buy an AutoNation Dodge dealership right now, in some cases, you might find as many used cars on the lot as new cars and trucks that they can't sell. Also, AutoNation is doing some other things. They're already paring down dealerships where the laws of the state would not require Stellantis to buy back that inventory. I've been getting emails in left and right from places like Alabama, Texas, other spots where they're saying, hey, this place was an AutoNation, but now it's like Jamil, whatever, or Janice, or I forget what the hell it was, something with a J. But they are rebranding a lot of these dealerships that were Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, AutoNation, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram dealerships. And AutoNation is doing that. They're selling these dealerships and coming off of these franchises in these locations because they don't have that protection of being able to just give back the inventory to the manufacturer. I think they are paring down or removing these dealerships because they know that they can't make money with them. The only way you're making money at these dealerships is if you have a good used cars business, and you have people that are competent that can go to Manheim, go to the auctions, buy these cars at cheaper rates to be able to sell them retail and make money. And in a lot of markets, that's just not possible. So AutoNation is killing it. It's not just Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram dealerships. They are cutting some Ford dealerships. I'll have a story for you guys on that later. We've talked about that before. That was put out in some of their SEC filings that they were cutting up to 30. They had already sold 10, but they're well beyond 30 at this point. And I'll be talking to you guys about that in an upcoming video. But the thing for me that I found the most interesting here is just the insane, I guess is the way to put it, behavior of the board of directors at Stellantis. You literally sat down. You had your chairman literally sat down and had a conversation with the executive at AutoNation, the chief executive officer, basically saying, "Hey, we're going to make this right for you. We're going to do the right things. Please don't burn us right now. We're going through a little difficulty," right? And Stellantis is about to run into a lot more difficulty with a potential strike and everything else that's coming down the line for them. Stock price that consistently crashes week after week after week. 55% of the company's value gone. It'll be interesting to see. I don't know. I wonder if Tavares, now that he knows he's good until January of 2026, I'm wondering if Tavares is playing chicken with AutoNation and some of these other auto groups, like basically saying, what are you going to do? Because I know Manley could do this and bankrupt Stellantis. Snap of the fingers. In those states where they could give up that franchise and they have to buy back that inventory, AutoNation stock gets a bump. Stellantis' stock, it might go to zero. Just saying. Be interesting to see what happens here in the near future. I don't see any positive outlook here for Stellantis, at least when it comes to some of these major auto groups. And as far as these major auto groups go, I figure before the end of this quarter, before the third quarter earnings come out and before the end of the fourth quarter, it'll be interesting to see what the major auto groups do, because I don't think they're going to be happy with where they're at right now. And I think as they consistently see that they consistently keep losing millions of dollars, that they're going to cut their losses at some point. The smaller auto groups or the smaller dealerships that are already selling their dealerships, you can see that already. But when the major ones do it, that's when you know as a brand, you have a serious freaking problem. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section down below. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And as always, stay petty, my friends.